What up, world? 502 King Pod coming to y'all with another video. Hey, so in this video, man, I'm gonna jump into some scripture. I'm gonna actually start from the book of Romans, chapter 9, and I'm gonna start at verse 13. I'm gonna go through to verse 21, and then pick back up at 25. And I want y'all to stick with me on this, because I feel in my spirit, man, somebody needs to hear this. Somebody is gonna hear something that they need to hear right when they need to hear it. I feel it. So let me go ahead and hop in here, man. I'm going to start at verse 13. This is chapter 9 in the book of Romans. Just as it is written, Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated. What then shall we say? Is God unjust? Not at all. For he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy. I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. It does not therefore depend on man's desire or effort, but on God's mercy. For the scripture says to Pharaoh, I raised you up for this very purpose, that I might display my power in you, and that my name might be proclaimed in all the earth. Therefore, God has mercy on whom he wants to have mercy, and he hardens whom he wants to harden. I'm going to stop right there for just a minute, man. It's not about you. It's not about you. And just in case you thought this thing about life, if you're trying to figure out how you can make it work for you, stop. Stop stressing yourself out. It's not about you. Let me keep going. I stopped at 19. One of you will say to me, then why does God still blame us for who resist his will? But who are you, oh man, to talk back to God? Shall what is formed say to him who formed it, why did you make me like this? Man, that's a word right there. He's letting you know, man, it's not about you. God's going to choose to use who he wants to use. And sometimes you might have all the ambition in the world to be something, man, to carry out some kind of dream. But God is going to fulfill his purpose. He's going to move people into the positions that he needs them to be in. That's why it's important that you never hate on nobody, man. You can't hate on somebody because you don't know what God's purpose is for that person. You don't know what it is that he has planned for their life. So I just want y'all to, think about that, man. Think about that before you start looking at the next person's hand, trying to figure out, how you can get into their pockets, how you can get into the same situation, how you can get married like she get married, how you can get that car that he got. It's not about that. Let people have their path in life. God has everybody's path. I'll pick back up at 25. I will call them my people who are not my people, and I will call her my loved one who is not my loved one. And it will happen in that very place where it was said to them, you are not my people, they will be called sons of the living God. Man, I don't even got to say anything at that point. I really don't, man. But this is what I'm going to say, and this is the reason why I read those scriptures, and the reason why I wanted to put out this video today, man. Hey, God is going to elevate who he is going to elevate. Do not get out here, man, and be depressed because you're not in the situation that you think you should be in. You're in the situation that God knows you need to be in. And it says in the book itself, man, sometimes he's just hardening you. He's just toughening you up so you can get on to that next level. If it was not for your afflictions, then you cannot move on to that next level. Trust me, man, I've been through some times in my life to where it really paid off for me to go through a bunch of crap in the past, early on, light afflictions before I got onto the heavy ones. I mean, it's like you got to crawl before you can walk, man. You got to be able to walk good before you can run. You can't just take off. I mean, what would happen if you just took off trying to run your first time ever walking? You're going to trip and fall, man, and you're going to stumble. It's the same thing with anything else in life. You cannot just take off. God's just not going to put you in a situation that you cannot handle. He's not going to set you up for destruction. He's not going to set you up to fail. He's not going to set himself up to fail. He wants to show his glory in what it is that you're doing. So you have to make sure that whatever it is that you do in life, man, that you glorify God. And don't think that this is coming from somebody who has always glorified God. I have not. And that's not something to be proud of. But I will say that life has shown me how instrumental that relationship is that you have with God. how instrumental prayer is, how instrumental having those conversations with God every single day is, and praying over your loved ones and praying over everything going on in your life, man. And nothing's more important in order that God's also in control at the same time. As out of control as your life may seem, God is always in control. He has the reins on it. And it can only go as bad as he allows it to go, okay? So keep your relationship good, man. Just keep in mind, man, it's not about you. It's not about you, and it never has been. So if you're stressing, you're depressed, man, just think about how you can glorify God, how you can lift his name. And you can have a number of jobs. You don't have to get on YouTube and make videos and do it, you know, how I do. And there's other things that I do outside of YouTube to try to lift his name, to try to preach his gospel, to try to preach my testimony and what it is that I've been through and what I've seen in life through my relationship with God, man. Hey, I love y'all. Thank y'all for this time, man. I don't want to hold you too long. I like to keep these videos short. And make sure you go down, like the video, comment. I want to hear what you got to say on this. Again, if you want to go and look this up again, it's the book of Romans. This is chapter 9, and I started at verse number 13, but you can read the whole chapter, man. It's beautiful. I suggest that you take some time and read anyway. And make sure y'all keep on tuning in. Watch the next video. I got more videos coming. I was super busy this past week, but make sure I get some more dropping back to back. It's 502 King Pod. Love you, man. Stay blessed.